What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Dream a Little, the podcast that's all about helping you feel confident about your ABDL side. I'm your host, Lo. Thank you so much for listening. Today, we have Jay on the show. In this episode, we're going to be talking about his experience of being part of the ABDL community for over 20 years and how things have evolved since he first became active online. And we're also going to talk about how he's transformed everyday items into ABDL furniture affordably. He has a full setup for a convertible nursery with a crib, changing table, and play gym that sets up in under 30 minutes and stores discreetly. If you haven't seen it before, you should definitely check out his Instagram, Tumblr, or Twitter because it's the coolest thing ever. I love the idea of being able to transform a regular room into a playroom quickly and affordably. ABDL furniture can be extremely expensive, and it's not really practical if you have guests over or if they don't know that you're into ABDL. So I love how creative Jay gets with the things that he has. I followed his tutorial on making a little play gym for my little, and it totally adds to our role play. We use it every time we're together. You can find links to all of Jay's social media in the show notes of this episode at thelittlelounge.com/166. That's thelittlelounge.com/166. That's also where you'll find a link to my latest Nurturing Mommy roleplay. I release a new episode every Monday, one for little girls, one for little boys, so everyone is included. I think that's all I had to say. I'm not going to make you wait any longer. Let's get started. What's up, Jay? Welcome to Dream a Little.
Hey, thanks for having me. I'm very excited to be on the show.
I'm really excited to talk to you. I feel like we've been talking back and forth for a while now, and
yes,
I can't wait to pick your brain.
Let's pig it. I'm excited. I'm very excited. I've definitely been following you for a while, and I've heard a lot of your episodes, and you have a really, really great speaking voice, so I think that makes it a lot easier for people to listen, you know? And you have a lot of knowledge about the with the community, so very interesting. I like it.
I feel the same about you.
Very happy to be here. Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah, you have a very nice voice. So let's talk about, obviously you're a switch. We all kind of know that about you.
Yeah.
Would you say there's like a certain percentage, like is it 50-50?
80-20. 80-20 little versus daddy.
Okay, that's really interesting.
Yes, exactly. Because for most of my life, it's all been about me being little. And then I guess I had the opportunity one year at one of the conventions I went to about 3 years ago to change somebody. I was offered, hey, would you like to change this person's diaper? It wasn't offered by the person, but we were all kind of like drinking and stuff. And I was like, sure. I've never done it before, and I don't think I really thought about it. And so when I went and did the changing, I immediately slipped into like a daddy type mode. And I don't know if you've seen any of my daddy videos, but there's like, how you doing, babe? How's your little bit? The stuff that us littles like to hear. And she got into it. Her mind was in little space, and I was like, huh. No, this was fun. I liked it. I got some pleasure out of it, and this person got pleasure out of it too. And so I think from there is when I created a daddy account and started posting, point of view videos and stuff like that. And slowly but surely people started getting into it. And so now it's like, it's a part of me. I wouldn't say it's 100% part of me, but definitely something that I enjoy. And I say 80-20 now, but I'm sure if I had like a little or something that ratio would switch or increase maybe on the daddy side.
Yeah, I could see how it would fluctuate depending on like who you're talking to or what's going on or what mood you're in.
Yeah, exactly. And I like it. Look, anything ABDL related, right up my alley. So yeah,
not picky.
But yeah, exactly. But it took somebody, it took something like that for me to for that daddy switch to turn in my head. And so now it's there, and it's definitely not, the strongest feeling I have as far as that goes, but it's definitely there. And it's very enjoyable. It's
really interesting that you say that was 3 years ago. That seems like a pretty recent development then.
Yes, it was. And, I might have had some inklings of it, but, it was always just me being little. And, but hey, we develop, we grow as I've been in the community for 20 plus years now. So I'm always evolving. And even to this day, I'm finding out what I like, what I dislike, maybe something I liked in the past, I'm not really liking so much nowadays. So, it's all a fluctuation and like yourself, you were little and now you're more mommy, right? So it kind of fluctuates a little bit. And I think people should know that it's not always going to be the same. You're not always going to feel the same. And, just embrace the change. Enjoy the change. Love the change,
Literally love the change.
I get it. Yeah, smart. That's funny.
So you say you've been involved like on and off in the community for like the last 20-ish years?
20 or so years. Yeah. No, obviously my feelings towards, well, it all started when I was, 5 years old, and I snuck into my mom's closet and I pulled out one of my little sister's box of, Pampers from the box and stripped down naked and put it on. And from that point on, it was an immediate attraction and love for diapers. Right. So, and I think it wasn't until I was maybe in my teens where that kind of started developing into more adult baby kind of play, acting little, being little. I mean, I guess I always did, but it was more about the diaper. So, I guess you can consider it more of a fetish for me than a lifestyle, but the lifestyle fantasy sounds really nice, and that's something that I wish I had.
I think we all wish that at some point, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. But yeah, and then once the internet came about, and I heard about this website called DPF on a radio talk show, I was like, "What is this internet?" Number one, and that's how old I am. And number two, how can I get it so I can check this website out? And that's kind of where it started. And I joined Yahoo chat groups and Diaper Space and all those former adult baby websites and stuff like that, and then it migrated to FetLife and now Instagram. Instagram is my main platform where I express myself the most.
How has it evolved since back in the day when it was on Yahoo chat groups and stuff? Like, I can't even imagine what that was like.
Okay. First, let me tell you, those Yahoo chat groups were the bomb. I loved it because, and that's another 80s term, 90s term, but they had back then the ability to do video chats, right? So like we're all in the room and we could all turn on our cameras and we could all see each other, which, I guess to this day, I haven't really seen any chat platform that was just as robust. And, it was fun. We had our little group. We would play games because it was audio based. I would pick music and be like, all right, guess the song with these two, in 5 seconds. It was fun interaction. And then, unfortunately, some pedophile kind of got involved with getting some kids, and that whole Yahoo group thing got shut down. After that, it was Diaper Space. That was kind of like, I guess MySpace, and you could post pictures and you can search for people online, but then that got overrun by bots. And then someone suggested FetLife, which, I don't know if you've been on it, but it's okay. I'm not really a fan of it too much. And then, I was in limbo for a while. Then Instagram. Someone said, hey, why don't you do Instagram? And there you go. I'm more of a visual kind of person, and I like to express myself visually, by taking pictures and whatnot and looking as babyish as possible.
You do a great job of that. You're a really good baby.
For a big guy. Yeah, I try. That's my goal. My goal, right, when I'm taking these pictures is like, how can I make myself look as babyish as possible? And it's all about the angles, I think.
Okay, let's talk about that.
Yeah. So I don't like profiles that do the standard crotch shots and that have no effort into their pictures. I like to put effort into my work, especially if I'm passionate about something like I am with ABDL. I just want people to know, this guy's serious about it. This isn't, some sort of thing he's doing for money or whatever. This is it. And so from the beginning, it was always, webcam. I only had a webcam. So it was just your standard, blanket on the floor picture type of thing. But as I got more and more equipment and a tripod, and I'm like, you know what? If I want to look little, I have to look like I'm looking down on me. So I always most of the times position my cameras from a high angle, pointing down so that I look the smallest, if that makes sense. Perspective, I guess, is what I'm trying to, achieve. And the lighting has to be right. And the all my equipment, my gear, my little gear, all the crib, the play mat and all that stuff has to be kind of just set right. So I take some effort into it. I think most of the pictures you see, I mean, most of the little time I have is just to take pictures, really. If that makes sense, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's like I get enjoyment out of it, but I don't feel little. But I take pictures so that when I look back on it, I'm like, ooh, I look little. Ooh, that makes me feel little. So that's kind of weird.
No, I get that. That makes sense. And it probably gives you some good feelings to see yourself like that and be like, you know the feeling, right?
Oh,
so
yeah.
when you're talking about angles and stuff, when you do the daddy stuff, you do the reverse, I'm assuming then.
Oh, yeah.
You go down.
You're the girl, or whatever, and you're looking up at daddy. That's how I see it. So most of them are from that perspective. I'm always looking down. I'm always talking down to the little, and it seems to be getting a good reaction from my followers. Not as much as my little stuff, which I thought would be the opposite. I thought, a lot of women or boys, whatever, want to see a daddy or something. And I don't know. I don't want to pat myself on the back, but I don't see many daddy accounts doing good daddy stuff.
I don't either.
Yeah. So I want, again, it's me going above and beyond. I want to provide the best content. And, sometimes it fails. Sometimes it doesn't win. And sometimes it does, and it makes me happy. And I get a lot of messages like, oh, my God, this put me in deep in the little space. Oh, my God, thank you so much. Your voice is so calming, blah, blah, blah. And that motivates me to keep doing it. But I don't know if you notice my content of ABDL stuff to daddy stuff. The ratio is 80-20, right? Because there's a lot more little content than my daddy content.
Which is really interesting.
Yeah. Actually, I used to have 500 plus pictures on my little Instagram account, but I narrowed it down to 18 because less is more, I think. I don't, and a lot of that stuff, again, I'm evolving. I'm evolving, and I'm not that I'm going away from the baby stuff, but I'm trying something different. I'm trying to be like, here's a big guy or a powerful guy or a guy in a suit wearing a diaper, or you're taking this guy and you're reducing him to something little. That's I guess that's where I'm going now, but it's not to say that I would never post, baby content. I guess I have to be in the mood. And, with the COVID and all that stuff, it's been kind of hard to get the time to be little. And so, hey, my daddy stuff has been, I've been doing more of that lately.
I love it. It seems like you do it for the love of it. And I can really tell that about you. And I can't say that I can't say that I don't miss the baby stuff, but I do like the idea of kind of showcasing that dichotomy and, taking it a different way. If you've been doing it for the last, 20 years the same way and you want to mix it up, like that's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah. I think it's always good to reinvent yourself. And it's not that I'm going to shy away from that. It's just that I think, let me rethink how I do this stuff. Let me rethink, how I present myself. And I get, but I guess it's just how I'm feeling these days. And these days I'm not really feeling too little, and that's why, like, maybe let me just do this for now. And, maybe when things open up again and I'm traveling again and whatnot, and, maybe I'll meet up with some littles or something and have a little photo shoot, but, that's very few and far between. So, but there are, all my pictures have been archived. So what I'm doing is just reposting old pictures and, just to keep myself relevant out there. I also don't want. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, but it's fun,
So when you're not little, do you still enjoy wearing?
No, I wish I did wear more, but I just don't. It's not like I don't want to, and I would wear under my pants or something. But with family around and stuff like that, it's kind of hard to hide it. Nobody, everybody's always home, so there's never a time for me to be able to do that. And I guess I could, though. I guess I could, but it's just not in the mood lately.
It's just different when you're not totally in a private area, I guess, right?
Exactly. It's definitely different. But look, don't get me wrong. I've done the, getting diapered under jeans and going to the mall and walking around and doing stuff. And when I do it, I'm like, God, I should do this more often. But then it's like, but then what if I use it and then I got to take it off, and then how am I going to do that? And I'm crinkling around and stuff like that. So it's, but now that you say that, I'm like, maybe I should. Maybe tomorrow I will. I got all these. I got a stash of diapers just sitting there collecting dust. I should use them.
What a shame.
It is. I could buy a bag of diapers and it'll last me a year.
Damn. Okay. See, that is what I'm talking about, because it seems like when you tell me that, I'm assuming that you batch all your content at once. Then
yeah.
Usually.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So, all right. So yesterday I had the rare occasion to be little. And so I took a good amount of pictures so that I can post one or two every other day, or something like that to keep it. And that's how I am. My phone is voice activated, so I could put it on a tripod, position it right in a angle that I like, and then I'll lay down and I'll say cheese or smile, and it'll take a picture. And I'm saying cheese, cheese, cheese. If you were upstairs listening to me downstairs in the basement, all you hear is cheese, cheese, cheese. So I'm like thousands of pictures, thousands in one session, right? That are kind of almost all the same, but I'm like, all right, now I can rifle through them and say, okay, this one looks good, this one looks good, this one. You should see the folder in my computer of pictures. I have them dated. I have them, okay, April 2019, and I got 50,000 pictures in April. That going back to the 2000s. Oh my goodness,
that's a lot.
I'm obsessed.
We all are obsessed.
But that shows you how much I love this lifestyle. This, whatever you want to call it, it's a part of me. And, there's not a lot of vanillas that would understand that. I mean, it's hard to. You get me. I know you get me because it's in you. It's a part of you. But try to explain that to somebody who's vanilla. It's like it's hard for them to understand. I think
sometimes that's definitely true. The occasional unicorn does come around where they actually enjoy it too. But I don't think the majority of us can actually relate to that.
Oh, yeah.
So you're married, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes. 15 years.
Wow. Congrats. That's awesome.
Thank you.
So she knows about your little side?
Yes. I told her 3 months into our dating, right? And I figured this is early enough for me to say something. If she didn't like it and we broke up, then whatever. It's only been 3 months, Not a big deal. Now, before this, though, she would call me daddy, right? Hey, daddy. Like it was nothing sexual. It was just daddy one day. I'm like, all right, I dig that. And then she also has a pillow that she sleeps with. It's called her whoopee. So I'm thinking she's calling me daddy. She's got her whoopee. Maybe I hit the jackpot here, right? I'm thinking, ooh, okay. So how do we tell her? How do I tell her? So we were in that part of the relationship where we tell each other our deepest, darkest secrets, right? Mm-hmm. And so I'm like, all right, well, I got this thing, and I, the way I approached it was like I'm ashamed. I was beating around the bush. It started when I was 5, and then after a while, she's like, all right, what is it? And I said, well, I like to wear diapers. I like to act like a baby, and I've been liking that since I was 5. And she was like, okay. At first she said, well, I thought you were going to say you like to wear women's panties. And I'm like, would that have been worse? She goes, yeah. I'm like, okay, all right. It's not so bad, not a bad reaction. And then I said, and this was back in the early 2000s, so I didn't know there was mom. I didn't know the lingo really, if there was lingo. And then I said, one of my biggest fantasies is to be babied by a dominatrix. And I'm looking for somebody to do that for me. That's what I told her. And she goes, well, I'll do it for you then. I'm like, really? You'll diaper me? Yep, sure, no problem. I was like, oh, this is great. And so we set up, I got a hotel room for 2 weeks later, and we got together. We went to the hotel, and she diapered me. She put me in 3 attends.
Wow.
I don't know if you know, right? I like my diapers thick. What can I say?
You went all out.
Oh yeah, for sure. This is it. I'm getting my fantasy, my dreams come true, right? And so she offered me, so I'm thinking, oh, this is great. So she diapered me, very awkward for both of us, and then we just cuddled up and snuggled. No baby and nothing like that. That was it. So a couple weeks later, I go, honey, can we do that? Can we do my thing again? And she goes, oh, well, I already thought we did that. Right? I'm like, as if I just checked it off my bucket list and that was it. And I was like, no, honey. I mean, this is something that I kind of want to do regularly. And she kind of had a problem with that, right? Because she thought, all right, we got it taken care of. Let's go on with our lives. And no, that was not the case. So, reluctantly, she would diaper me occasionally to bed at night, always at night, never, throughout the day or anything like that. It's always at night. And that's it. Again, no babying, just a diapering and going to bed. And for me, that was fine. And then, a few years of that, maybe 2 years of doing that on and off, once a week, maybe twice a week, maybe on a weekend, One day she was diapering me, and I noticed the look on her face of disgust almost. Like, all right, let's do this. Let's get this over with. And I was like, you know what? In my head, I'm like, I'm not going to ask her anymore. I feel like such a like a tool or an evil guy asking her to do this, and it's clearly she's not into it. So, I just stopped asking her, and that was it. And so many years later, here I am with the same situation. So it started off okay, but she wasn't into it, and it wasn't enjoyable for me. You know how it is. It's like if you're going to be babied by somebody, you want it to be with somebody that truly loves to see you in that state. Mm-hmm. There's no, you know what I'm saying? Like I've seen your post with your boy, and it's those things like, wow, both of you must be in heaven because you're both getting the pleasure. You're getting the pleasure of being a mommy. He's getting the pleasure of being a baby, and it just works. And not to have that, and to have somebody kind of just do it reluctantly, and it doesn't feel good. It made me feel like an idiot. And then for a while, that's why I kind of held everything back, And so, many arguments over the years about it. I've done the stupid thing where I said, hey, if you love me, you would do that, and it's like not something that you should say, but it still hurts, it hurts. And I wouldn't say it gets easier. I know we like to sugarcoat things and everything, but a lot of people who are in my position know the deal. And you try to put on your brave face, but, deep down inside, it kind of stings still, because it's like, gosh, I see, couples like you and other mommy and baby couples. And I'm like, gosh, they just, it seems like they have something special. And me and my wife are compatible in every single way. She says a movie quote, I finish it. We're always laughing. We're always everything. She loves me. I love her. There's no question. And it's just this fun little thing that, it's missing. And it's a need that I have, but it's hard to explain that need to a vanilla, because they'll just say, well, it's just diaper. Like they'll just brush it off. And
like what's the big deal? Yeah.
Yeah. Come on. And so I'm trying to do whatever it takes to make her pleasure. I wish she had a kink. I don't care what it is. If she had a kink, let's do this, honey. Get down on all four. You want to be a doggy? Let's be a dog. You want to be a pig? I don't care. Right. Let's do it. And I wish, but no, it's just, regular romantic sex, which look, we have, but sometimes I need a little help. And if she just said the right words, I don't even need the physical diaper. I just need her to say something very triggering that will get the thought in my head, and then we're off and running,
I'm the same way. I'm the same way with my partner, like my fiance TK, because he's not into ABDL. So I've found myself kind of checking out a little bit, like when we were having sex, because I'm going somewhere else. I'm having to go somewhere else in my head. You know what I'm saying? Yes. And thinking about fantasizing and making that. So part of that challenge was, how can I bring him into this fantasy? Like where he's not wearing a diaper or doing any of the things, but like he's saying some triggering words, or, like you got to work with what you've got, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. And I've told her that once. Actually, one day she was driving a car, we were driving down the road, and she sees a house with a wraparound porch, her dream house. And she goes, honey, if you buy me a house like that, I'll let you have your own room in the basement so you can do your thing. And that got me so aroused, right? So as she was driving, I took her hand and I put it on my crotch and I said, do you feel that, honey? She goes, oh my God, wow, right? And I was like, listen, honey, you just said a few words and it got me that excited. That's the power you have. That's the power you have that you can pull out at any time to get me excited, honey. Remember that. Please remember that. And yeah, she doesn't. So it's like, sometimes when we're doing it, it's like I'm in my head, I'm thinking, please say something, please, because I don't want to say it. I don't want to bring it out and then lose the mojo or something. I kind of want it to come naturally from her, but it's not natural for her. She doesn't want to say, you know what I'm saying? So
she might not even know what you want her to say.
That's it. That's true. One day I did say, honey, listen, when you're on top, can you just say some things like, put your breast in my mouth and say, suck on mommy's boobies, and you've been a good boy, things like that. And she did it one time, great, and then she forgot about it. So I might have to remind her, but I don't want it. I don't want her to think that it's all about that, and it's not all about that. But once in a while, it'd be nice to get that from her. And I don't need her to diaper me. I don't need her to do all that stuff. Just just say some things, and I'll be content. I'll be content.
That seems like a fair compromise.
Yeah. So I'm working on it, though. It's an issue that I'm dealing with. I don't want to approach it the wrong way. I want to approach it the right way. I don't want to mess it up. And I think seeing maybe a sex therapist or something like that is going to be beneficial. I am actively looking to see one because I want to work this out. I want to work something out. And in the end of the day, if it doesn't work out, then at least I know. And we'll figure out from there,
That's true. That's true. So there you have it, guys. I really hope you're enjoying this episode so far. Stay tuned for part 2 coming out next week. Bye for now.